from Crunchyroll's website, and I will be starting my reaction in 1-0 go. Alright, can't wait to see what type of atrocities to humanity this week's Sex Arm is going to provide. Hooray, I'm excited. Whoa, alright. Actually do like at least the tension they're building up, even though it still doesn't look pretty at all. At the very least, it was tense actually seeing someone as strong as Alma use her whole arm in like a singular second. Yo, hey chick, don't exactly look too happy. Now I think that those flames actually look kind of real. I mean, don't tell me they're actually utilizing real flames and implementing it alongside the animation. And I'm assuming now Matrix gonna get her ass absolutely handed to her. No, it's opening. Oh man, this opening is so fucking bad. Oh. Or who knows, maybe if I just listened to the song itself, the song would actually be decent. It's just that it's interplaces like these visuals where I'm like, it's hard to take the opening so seriously. Seriously, it's like I try my best to like have a straight face while watching it, but and then the flames in the opening too, just looks so damn cheesy. Man, it just makes me wonder what the hell went wrong with this series, though. And it makes me wonder why in the world did Crunchyroll even fund this, too? Those are like all the big questions. Honestly, I think the behind the scenes for this series it'll probably end up being better than Next Storm itself. Like, no joke, if there was like an hour and 30-minute documentary movie, I would pay money to. I mean, I'm already paying money to watch this piece of trash, but I would also pay money to watch that too. I mean, why not? Why not? Just to see how this became the disaster that it is. The soundtrack doesn't sound that bad, though. I ain't gonna lie. My guess is the armor's probably gonna protect. Okay, where the hell was that chick aiming at? It looked like it wasn't even aiming at the soldier. That's bad choreography there. At least make it look like the soldier actually wasn't affected by the missiles? Or at least have him dodge it. Something I'm noticing with the flame animation, he's going through all these flames, yet it isn't sticking at least for a few seconds on his armor. Kind of just feels a little bit off right there. At least this time the bullets are actually landing on the environment. I mean, yeah, that's an upgrade over episode 3. That's not saying much, though. That's the thing about the series. When it comes to like characters shocked or in disbelief, I wish they would actually animate facial expressions so that the series would feel like, so that there'd be more emotion on screen, you know? That's what I wish happened. Probably some. Yeah, I was about to say some kind of. I mean, it is a big corporation, big organization, so it's natural that there'd be some divisions making some shady ass shit. Damn. So I wonder how he pulled off that feat. Damn. It's actually pretty dang cool right there. I actually like how in this series it's at least showing us that some of the other side characters are useful in getting authorizations. At least out of screen. I mean, at least it's better than nothing. Seriously, where the bullets are aiming at? Where was the animation where they were animating the bullets landing on objects just a while ago? Now it's just completely gone. Okay, now it's back. Yeah, that's something about X-Arm. It's consistently inconsistent. Okay, here's what I was looking for. Her actually being pissed at the maid. I would have loved to have seen that animation earlier. But yeah, you know what? Better late than never. Which that's the thing that kind of like irks me about this series. Most of the time looks bad, but you can tell there are some CG animators that know what the hell they're doing. But they're only given some spotlight for like a few seconds before the bad CG animators render it again. Just shows you how much of a missed potential this series has. Can he really though? But even if she doesn't feel pain though, she's still gotta go with the capabilities of her robotic body though. At least their other running is a bit normal though. So I'll give it credit. It doesn't look like dog shit. Hmm. That is like one of the most stablest looking rocks I've ever seen. You would think there'd be some creases or cracks on the freaking wall that was about to fall on that girl. Because I don't know, I don't think it'd be that smooth the wall. But I mean, that's just my opinion though. Hmm. And you know, actually, something else I'm liking. Even though, yes, as much as the visuals are bad, at the very least, it's showing that even though Ekid is using a souped-up armor, at the very least, it isn't the be-all, end-all solution. It just looks like he's slowly jogging. I know it's trying to portray quickness and all that, but damn. What the fuck is that? Oh, Lord. Now the question is, where is it sending like the current objects though? Like, is it just random locations or is it just a pure setup location where things are transported? Okay, for some reason the animation of those rocks falling kind of looks like shit coming out of a hole. Like, I'm not, like, no joke, whoa. Huh. I'm surprised that Mira isn't trying to attack so that he can't tame that. So yeah, he can't tame those machines. You would think, right? I mean, woman, you just stood there and let him hack the hounds. I wish they would have had Akira hack the hounds while Rima was still trying to get outside of the outside of the building that fell on top of her. That would have been better visual direction than we're getting right now. So I don't know if I chalk that up to bad writing for Arima being absolutely stupid, or bad directing and storyboarding for not having a scene where the rock, where she's still getting out of the building she was trapped in, while they could have had Akira hack the hounds. It's probably a mix of both. Okay, now that is just absolutely creepy. What the fuck? Whoa. Aww. I mean, you gotta feel sorry for the man. Illustration by Komi Shinya. Like I said, why couldn't it have been hand drawn? Because Elmira hand drawn looks gorgeous. That explains a lot. Her facial expressions did not match her excitement when she was like, bang, like her mouth acted like this. There really needed to be more emotion in her face for it to better portray the emotion in that specific sequence. Okay, why did she have this yandere like smile on her face? But I'm assuming though that it might be too late though. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. It might already be too late. I gotta admit though, the track here that's playing is pretty much the music in this series has been on, save for the opening, it's been relatively on point. I am surprised they're actually still there, out there. Whew. You know, normally I feel saddened when a main character's allies are in danger, but the series didn't really do enough for me to give a shit about that man. I'm just saying, really the only ones I care about are maybe Akira to an extent. And that's about it. And I guess Elma, if he, and that's really it. Damn. Okay, talk about absolutely unethical though. I mean, shit. Isn't there another way of something like blowing up the whole fucking city? Talk about escalation much. But Akira, he ain't no bitch. And plus, he's not gonna escape because regardless, if he does that, everyone in the city's gonna die if he doesn't succeed in killing Elmira and also destroying Mara's body. So I'm not gonna blame him for continuing wanting to fight on. The thing is, though, that may be the case, but without his brain, like, what's the point? Talk about this woman being stubborn to the freaking max. That's just her sense of perceiving. I mean, I gotta admit, I do gotta praise that misplaced sense of loyalty right there. No snap. PTSD flashbacks. This I dig. But now it's really making me wonder. If we know that Akira would be willing to risk his life, and he would even risk his brain, yo, he even has like number 12 because with Marv, he had 13. So now it begs the question, was that really him? For all we know, he could have been possessed by something else. That's my guess, because I don't think someone like Akira would be all gung ho about killing citizens in like a city for no reason. At least the choreography is better because you see Akira actually moving to the left and right when dodging some of the attacks from Elmira. So, I mean, even though it could be better, at least the choreography took a slight upgrade in the second half. And yo, finally, we get some decent facial expressions when characters are screaming. It took the series like, what, motherfucking 4 episodes for that to happen? But hey, you know what? Better late than never. I mean, they best be happy he's a monster that's on their side because if they want to take on Elmira, they're going to need a monstrosity. Why do they have the moon? That's so awkward. Oh man, I'm assuming that it probably looked badass in the manga though, because I heard that's what it's based off of. So he's gonna actually hack the bomber? Yo, the man that's actually. Oh shit! Until now, motherfucker! Yo, that man looks like he's about to piss his pants. I wonder if he's gonna drop some kind of like a bomb to block Elmira's attack, and that's why he hacked. Oh, yes! No more mouse stomach for anymore. Okay, he's almost like a man who's about to be powerless right now with that screaming. Oh. So, wait. If that's the case, what the hell did it get her to target then? Okay. That sounds pretty badass, but what are the implications behind that? I could have had to do whatever the hell he had to do, though. And like he was going to have the luxury of picking and choosing exactly I mean, a bit too late for her to be regretting her decisions, though. Yeah, but she tried to kill all of them, though. Oh. Honestly, that scene with Manami would have a lot more gravitas again if we saw a bigger variety of emotions. Because the voice actress, she did a great job. It's just the anime. That's the thing I hate about this series. Like the flashing lights, like whenever they want to show a kiss or any intimacy, it's like, here's some rays of fucking light of bullshit. I'm like, really, Crunchyroll? It could also be because the animes probably aren't good enough to anime intimacy, so that's probably why they have the flashing, shining lights of bullshit. I do like that character development from her, though. Her actually stunning him up for Akira. So you know what? Decent, actually. Oh. Kind of wish they would have emphasized the relationship between Elmira and Marv a bit more, though, before this, but I gotta admit, that bit was a little bit emotionally touching. Wasn't like a completely drawn up and scene, but you can tell this episode they tried. Okay, this next one episode's gonna be probably the first one where I'm not gonna rate it a low score. I'm gonna give it a rating of it was average. 5 out of 10. Hooray! It finally graduated from like being a piece of shit to average, and for that, hooray for the animation staff. But let me explain why this episode. Let me first talk about the good. From a story standpoint, it made a lot of plot progression. Elmira was taken down. You have Akira stretch his capabilities more, even showing you how much of a threat he's going to be in the long run when you saw him hack multiple things at once and transport the locations of multiple satellites. I thought that feat was absolutely cool. And another thing I do like about this episode, I gotta admit, that scene where you see Elmira go to her former master and touch his hand was nice, and it was kind of sad when you saw her realize that she made a mistake. So no, there are moments that stood out to me in this episode. I was like, okay, you know what? Tried its best. And aside from showing you like the danger of Akira, something else I like about this episode too. At least the action wasn't. I mean, it was still should have been rendered better, but it wasn't the worst anymore. So I'll give it credit for that. And I was a little bit entertained. Oh boy. I mean, hey, at least he gets a body that looks somewhat like his original body. In a slice of life episode, I don't know how I feel about this because in slice of life animes, that you do need facial expressions because if you don't have those facial expressions animated, slice of life animes, I don't care which series it is, they fail in most cases. Yeah, it's possible for some slice of life animes to have some success levels without amazingly animated facial expressions, but this is CG, and it's usually difficult. I have seen some CG slice of life like anime succeed though, like in the slice of life bits in D4DJ and Argonomics from Bang Dream, but those had a way better production values than X Arm. So I doubt this series is going to even be able to scratch or even touch the jock strap of those specific series. I mean, I hope I'm proven wrong, but this series hasn't exactly done enough for me to actually be like, yeah, I have absolute faith. No, this series has not earned my faith at all. But no, all jokes aside, though, This episode, I mean, it had some emotional moments. That's why I'm gonna give it at least an average rating. I actually thought it was engaging seeing hearing Elmiria's story a little bit more. But the reason why, though, this, despite those emotional touches, this episode's only average for me is for a variety of reasons. For one, it kind of does make Elmira look stupid. I'm leaning like, come on now, why the hell would you let Akira hack the hounds? Why? Why not try to come up with an offensive attack so that, I don't know, you're not completely dominating the fight? This episode made someone smart like Elmira look absolutely, utterly dumb and stupid. And that's why I felt this episode, it was severely lacking in any type of common sense in certain instances. And that's a shame too, because when it comes to like Elmira, I mean, she was a relatively interesting character. If anything, I believe her story just deserved a better quality, if you ask me. But yeah, that's why I felt this specific episode could have done things better. Now, from a character standpoint, I think that's where it shined. Aside from getting more justification as to why Akira wants to protect everyone in the city because he still has PTSD for when he wrecked a whole city, something else I really liked is actually seeing Minami actually stick out for her. I was like, okay, Minami, you're actually pretty fucking cool. Like, this is the type of stuff I really love to see. Just changing the character relationships being changed up. Then, aside from the changing up of character relations, something else I really loved about this episode too. I do love the fact that with Akira, shows his savagery because he was willing to take a life for the good of people, but obviously he was stopped right before he could have done that. I thought that was actually pretty cool, just seeing him lose his control, seeing him lose his cool. And those are the moments where I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fucking good. I'm gonna assume that this is way better in the manga because if here it was average, I'm assuming that in the manga it was probably absolutely amazing, or at least close to amazing. And that's why I felt the character beats in this episode were actually pretty good. Y'all already know my thoughts on the animation. I thought it was a sack of trash. I mean, yeah, it was a bit better than episodes 1 and 2 with some of the bullets landing on buildings and all. But the animators, I mean, I guess they're doing a slightly better job, but still, though. This ain't even like the bare minimum. It's still below average from what you would get from an average CG production. So that's what, from a visual standpoint, I'm going to give it an F grade because, honestly, it makes me wonder what in the world is this? You know? So it gets an F grade. I mean, but at least it gets like an F plus versus say like an F or an F minus because that's what I would have rated the previous episodes. Because aside from that, at least some of the animators try to render facial expressions. Did they succeed? Hell no, they didn't. They weren't even close to the level of success. But at the very least, they tried their best, I guess. And I guess for that, I guess it's better than absolutely nothing. So hooray, I guess. You know. And yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts on the animation quality for those of you that are actually wondering. And now, aside from that, other things in this episode too that also stood out to me though. Something else I really enjoyed. Vocal performances actually. That's pretty much been the only exceptional thing in this series from start to finish. Like no matter what happens in this series, you can tell that the people involved, and they always bring their A game when it comes to voice acting. And that type of effort, at least for me, it's never lost on me. I'm always shocked with this series because I'm like, damn, all these people, they put in their hardest work for like this shitty script in front of them. And that's something I absolutely love because anyone that's like willing to get all that pain and deal with the shittiness of what they have to work with is a badass in my book. So that's why that's the only thing in the episode where the vocal performances, those are definitely A plus quality. I don't even think there's debate. And that's why I felt this episode was at least worthy of a 5 out of 10. Yes, the action sequences Mostly looked like crap, but at the very least there were positives here and it had some redeeming qualities. Preventing it from being like an absolute pile of dog trash. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on X-Arm episode 4, and for those of you curious, yes, I'll be reacting to the next episode because I'm curious to just follow this train wreck pretty much, you know? But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on X-Arm episode 4. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more because I'll be there for when X-Arm episode 5 comes out. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching my video and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye.